Sweet. What's this? What's this? Alivel Mall staff side. What? You what now? Huh. And you really got like brand new there, that Guzma. The only time I've ever even been in a brand new vehicle myself was when I was doing a duct cleaning job for like a summer gig, and the truck that we were using for the gig was like brand new. Oh yeah, I already have the drill there. So that was really cool getting a brand new truck there during that that job. A vacuum truck. So it was kind of like a van, essentially, except the whole back part is just like a massive vacuum that you'd use to like clear dust out of the people's duct systems and whatnot. Let's go this way. This is one where I guess you'd have to like memorize the route if you want to get the what? I thought I would hit you there. Gosh darn it. But yeah, what you're gonna do with your old car? Could always sell it. Maybe there's a family member or something like that that might need it. Who knows? My plan for a while was to sell my current car to my neighbor and then get a new car myself. Well, a new used one, that is. But I don't know. I don't know. I do still love my vibe. It is, I don't know how the roots of this thing aren't hitting me, but thank goodness for that. But it is pretty run down, and it very much shows its use. Like, it's gotten a lot of love over the years, let's say. I think I'm like the 4th owner. I'm not 100% certain, but it has it's seen a lot of use. That I know for certain. This is the way I go. But yeah, Harmonia vibes is the vibe. I love my vibe, but it is a little bit sketchy sometimes, especially in the winter over here. Especially in the winter, sometimes I worry about it starting and needing to jump start it. There was one time. I've never been like much of a competitive Smash player, but around 2019, I was trying out with a couple Smash tournaments to see if I liked it. And there was one Smash tournament that I went to that I spent like all day at in the middle of winter. It was like late November or something like that. And by the time I got out at the end of the day, my car would not start. It was too cold. So yeah, I have to be careful with my car, like in the heavy winter too. Gosh darn it. To make sure to make sure that I go out and start it and let it run from time to time. Oh, interesting. To make sure that, you know, I'm starting it, letting it run sometimes so it doesn't like freeze up and die like that. Because that is a genuine concern. Ready? Go! Okay. Oop. Sweet. Aha! No! Yoink the thing, Kirby! Car's battery died this winter. Yoink! From when the car was brand new? Huh, so it was about due anyhow? Oh, it was a 9-year-old battery from when the car was new. I was so confused. That makes a whole lot more sense. Saying that it was a new battery. That makes way more sense. At first I thought, like, I misread it, and I did misread it. that makes way more sense there. Mario, like you said, you don't have to worry about using anybody if it was ever forbidden. Wait, what? Hold on. Whoa, wait here. Don't have to worry about using anybody if it was ever forbidden. Well, freaking, at the end of the day, that money be yours, Guzma, you crazy mad lad. Oh, no. No. And I know that you have, like, your own freaking stuff that you need to put it towards and stuff and things. Just bought a new SVU, so you've already have enough saved up. Well, that's good. That's good there. Whoa. I'm going back. Whoa. Aha. I know I'm running out of time. I know. What was the time that you needed on this? I wonder. Screw you, game. Unbelievable. I can't believe you've done this. Less than a second off, huh? I'm returning to Waddle Dee Town and I'm upgrading some of my stuff. What am I gonna do? Freaking gosh darn you, game. I'm so lonely without my buddy of Elfilin. Oh, what's this? Wait, is there a fishing mini game? 155 Waddle Dees who save to work together to make the town even bigger. Don't tell me there's a fishing mini game. You can now play flash fishing, trying to get some big. There's a fishing mini game in Kirby. Ah! Oh, there's another new thing. Maybe I should have kept my thing off. Lost race and racing games, but that before know the pain. 145 wild users saved. Belt wild use item shop. Buy a few items to help you on your adventure. Well then. The cutter ability can now be evolved. Wow. The needle ability can now be evolved. So maybe there are like next levels of upgrades and whatnot. You're having problems with your old car a few months ago. I had to bring it to the repair shop to fix it and took the guy 2 weeks. Wasn't even something that major, but that's also why I decided to get a new car too. To last you for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Is that a typo? This new car is gonna last me for at least the next 15 to 20 minutes. I might need to replace it after that, but at least it's better than my current one that'll only last me like 5 more minutes. So it's best to like invest for the future to make sure I have a car that'll last me for at least 15 to 20 minutes. All right, more blueprints. Wow. Yeah, so I guess there are like additional upgrades. I'm gonna add to mechanics so whenever something goes wrong on any of ours, we get to spend an evening hanging out together fixing it. Yeah, my dad worked in HVAC for a really long time. Years, that makes more sense there. Worked in HVAC for a long time, but he's very much the kind of hands-on, like fix-it-yourself kind of guy in a lot of cases. Like not like a professional mechanic. If there's something really bad with the car, then we're gonna need to go take it in somewhere. But like minor stuff, we go fix it ourselves. Or like changing tires, for example, we do that ourselves like all the time. Like from a young age, he got me to get into changing tires and whatnot because I can save you a decent bit of money over time. So like nowadays, I basically just do it like myself most of the time. As long as I have a partner. Changing tires is something you don't want to do on your own because if you do and the car comes collapsing down on you, then who's gonna be there to help you? So if I don't have anybody there to help me, then I don't do it. Sure, let's do homing bomb. That sounds cool. So there have been some times that I get the neighbors' kids to help me out to give them experience with changing car tires. So like, yeah, when I was younger, it used to be me and my dad, with my dad basically in charge of me helping him change the tires. But nowadays, with his knees being in like a really bad state and him constantly needing to wait for surgeries and being on a wait list for 3,000 years because of this whole COVID times and whatnot, that makes it even crazier. Yeah, there were additional upgrades. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's how they're homing. Wow! Okay. I probably don't have enough for that there, do I? Yeah, gosh darn it. But yeah, so the torch has kind of been passed, where now I'm the one in charge of changing tires, and I get, like, sometimes the neighbors' kids to help me out by, basically showing them what to do. I get them to change it sometimes, but also just to, like, spot me to make sure, you know, make sure there's someone there so that if the car comes crashing down on me, that I don't have to worry about it. I still sometimes take my car into the shop to get the tires changed if the neighbors aren't available and my dad isn't available, then it's like, okay, I'll just take it in, is what I do. But most of the time I change it myself. But yeah, a lot of issues that we have around here. A lot of my family is like very hands-on, let's fix it ourselves kind of people. Like for example, when my Taekwondo school, there was one point where somebody put like a big hole in one of the walls. So there was this massive hole there. So me and my uncle just came along and fixed it for them. So yeah, stuff around my family is very much, if something goes wrong, fix it yourself a lot of the time. Like, unless it's something that's like very out there and outside your technical expertise, then sometimes we'll take stuff in, but a lot of the time we do fix things ourselves. Press the right buttons when a fish bites, button icons will appear. Press the correct buttons as fast as you can. Don't let them get away. Okay, which one is Y and X on a GameCube controller? Okay, those ones. If you catch several fish in a row, you'll eventually snag the big one. Press the buttons quickly and try for a high score. See, your dad has a 2-year degree in automotive from the late 1990s, so he's really good at... Oh, that's why. Gosh darn it. Oh, poor Kirby. So he's really good at repairing gas and diesel vehicles, but also has no idea what to do with electric ones. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do there. And I know very little about, This would be a lot easier if I was playing on a Pro Controller right now. Quite frankly. Wow, 1 coin. But yeah, something happens to doing it yourself, only gonna learn if you do it yourself. That's one good way to put it there. Look at that. New record! A project car in the garage is a 1982 Fiat 124 Spider. Something that's older than, I guess, completely dissected for rust repair right now. Jeez. We have an old Fargo, like, in our backyard that's been there for, like, 3,000 years. It's like it's either a 50s or a 60s truck. It's green, but it was originally red. You can tell because the green is, like, peeling off and you can see red underneath. And there was a time that my dad and I had planned for it to be like a project that we work on together. like for us to restore together, essentially. But, you know, then the whole situation with his knees came up, and, you know, my life is hella busy, and he's you know, stuck with his knees, giving him a lot of issue and having to be waiting for like surgeries and whatnot. So these plans for us like restoring it together have kind of fallen through, and now we're just looking to sell it. Chrysler Fargo? I don't know. It's just this rundown looking old green truck thingamabob. Is what it is. I could freaking I could run into the backyard, take a picture of it right now, come back and show it on my phone. No, we have it in like this tent garage thingamabob of sorts, and we've just used it for storage for like so many years now, as long as I can remember, basically. Like, if you're looking for garden tools, you go into that tent garage, you just pull it out of the back of this old Fargo, essentially. But yeah, I'm not 100% certain. I might have some photos of it on my phone already. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not completely certain. I don't know if it'd be anything here. Nah, it's not in this folder here. It might be in like one of my old albums or something like that, but I'd have to like look through. I could post it in like Discord later or something like that, but lately we've just been looking to sell it, to get rid of it, essentially, because it was gonna be a project, us restoring it, but now those plans have fallen through, and we're just kind of looking to sell it lately. Oh, I do have a picture of it. Freaking... this right here. Wow. That is what is chilling in our backyard, and we literally just use it to store garden tools. is the case. Is there another good photo here? Oh, I guess there was a time that we briefly like took it out because we had to do like some thingamabobs with it. So, man, this photo with the back super empty like that, that's probably the emptiest I've ever seen the back of it, quite frankly. Most likely. Yeah, I don't... it's not that empty right now. That's for certain. But yeah, it's just really run down and old and such. There was a time that we were going to restore it, but now we're just looking to sell it. If anybody's looking to buy an old Fargo that they're willing to take across borders, freaking let us know, I guess. I mean, 50-year model probably. It was either 1950 or 1960s. I don't remember which. I don't remember which of the two there. Gotta go for now. Just gotta run back and bring your aunt to where you left your old cars. So, alright, take care then, Guzma. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope the drive there goes well. This is so weird, using these as my buttons, you know. Hopefully you'll be back before you end stream, and if so, be back soon. But if you're not back, the stream is take care. Have a good night. I appreciate it there, Guzma. Remember the story you were telling that last year when it was getting... No, that's a different truck there, Guzma. The one that you're thinking about there is one that's like fully restored and in beautiful shape and freaking fantastic. The Fargo that's back there is a rundown piece of junk that I think still runs barely. But like, it's 1950s because in 1951 the top bar wasn't chrome, and 1960s ones look completely different, huh? Am I just getting the big one over and over again now for like 10 coins? Is that what's going on here? Is this as far as it goes? I love the animations with it. What the? Oh man, I'm out of here. That is pretty cute though. Oh, can you do it in 2-player? Is that what that is? That is pretty cute. I do have to admit. Oh, that's adorable. Never heard of a Fargo until now. Congratulations. You managed to have a classic car a car nerd has never heard of. Yeah, is a Fargo. The one that Guzma was thinking of there is a Mercury. But that one in the backyard is a Fargo. I wonder if it says it on like the thingamabob. Did it say it on like the back when I was showing those back thingamabobs? Oh, I didn't show it on those ones, but it shows it on this one there. Freaking full cam. Bam. Wah. Wah. Fargo. If it focuses. There we go. That's focused enough. You can tell it. You can see it from that generally anyway. Yeah, Fargo. There's that. This is what the inside looks like. There's that, and a little bit of a reflection of my screen stuff. There's that. So, like, it works still barely. But, like I said, barely. So, we're just... Whoops, dang, I keep thinking that's like the run button. So we're just looking to sell it now, essentially. Alivel Mall staff side. Look how freaking run down it is. We were gonna restore it at one point, but nowadays it's like, whoops, who knows. Alrighty. Look at this! Just in case I use it for thumbnails. The fact that it still works is how you know they don't make them like they used to. I think it was like a year or two ago where we had to move it and it was just working. I think we might have had to do some things to get it working. I don't remember, but I remember we had to like move it. I think it used to be facing like in the tent garage back there. It used to be facing like front in and then back like the way that you go in. But now it's like the other way around, or no, maybe no, it's the other way around from that. Now it's like the back facing the way that you come in, I think. And the way that I was showing the photos was like the old way, I think. I don't remember if there was like some tinkering that needed to be done to get it going, but we did get it to move and such. Did get it going. It was going on its own without any extra help needed or anything like that. But I think there needs to be some slight tinkering for it, but nothing that was like major. And we have the mall music again. Look at these freaking homing bombs. I love these. But yeah, so if we went out and tried to start it like right now, it probably wouldn't start if I had to guess. Probably not. It might, but I'd have my doubts. So I could just throw these out and they'll like home in, and oh my goodness, they even jump. That's crazy. But yeah, the Fiat 124 we have in the garage didn't start at all. Turns out the previous owners did in-engine modifications wrong, so it got no compression. Piston rings were fried. Valves were out of adjustment. The engine cylinder was I assume that's borked, something like that, was bored. So it was a larger displacement than stock. Last one, not cause of a problem, just an odd choice. Getting into real technical car nerd stuff, yeah, stuff that I'm not familiar with at this point. What's this? Triangle? We were just playing triangle strategy earlier. Is this the real triangle strategy? The real triangle strategy with the friends we made along the way. Oh, so it was bored there. I drilled the engine. Oh, like bored as in like boring with a drill then. Gotcha. In that case, what? No. Is this just like the pylon? Taste 3 kinds of ice cream. It's just we just take the code of the thingamabob. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I keep forgetting I have to press different buttons, not the same button there. Oh, that's funny. Wait. All those years of experience as a child, like, dang it, different buttons. All those years as a child, matching shapes to the correct thing. Did it all come down to this? Okay then, wow. Okay then, well then. That's certainly something. That's most certainly something right there. Bonk. But yeah, when it comes to the Fargo in the back, part of me does feel a bit sad about potentially getting rid of it at some point here, because it would be really, really cool if it was restored. But it would take a lot of time and a lot of money, and, you know, my dad and I, who would have been the ones, like, you know, putting in this time and such, neither of us really have the time now. Well, he has the time. He has all the time in the world nowadays, since he's, like, on workers' comp, staying at home, like, chilling most of the time. But he doesn't have the ability to work on it because of his knees being shot, essentially. His knees are super screwed. Essentially, a long time of working in HVAC and being on hard concrete on his knees kind of caught up to him, and he's had like, oh, so I'm gonna need that shape here. He needed to have knee replacements. One of his knee replacements came loose and screwed him up, so now he has to have like a replacement surgery because they did the last surgery wrong since it came loose, and now he's needing to wait for that follow-up surgery for like 3,000 years now, because like public health care of Canada is nice and that you don't have to worry about, you know, like in the States, it's like you can go and get like the help that you need right now, but you know, the amount that it's gonna cost you is gonna be insane unless you have really good insurance. At least you don't have to worry about that in Canada here. But like, my goodness, if your surgery isn't like life-threatening, like it isn't here, then like the entire time throughout the pandemic for him has just been like waiting on surgery after surgery, sometimes getting one. In the case of this one knee replacement, it has to be redone now, and who knows when that's gonna get done because of all the freaking craziness, and it's just a crazy time. So if we ever did even want to restore, oh, it's those. So if we ever did even want to restore that old Fargo, I don't exactly have the time. Like, I would try to put in some time where I could if that wound up becoming a project, but the time that I have is a little bit sketchy, and you know, my dad wouldn't really be able to do much because of the condition with his knees and constantly needing these constantly needing to wait on these freaking surgery wait lists like all the time that never go through. It's, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, how did I sneak out through there? That was a little bit crazy. Stab with your chestnuts. The Mankey gang from PMD1 would probably love that. Oh. But yeah, so there's a situation with the Fargo, so that's why it's probably just gonna get sold. Most likely. No, I don't want the hammer. Out of here. Be gone! What do I do to open that? But yeah, engines have two factors: tell displacement, bore, and stroke. The bore of a cylinder is how wide it is, and stroke is how far it travels up and down. If that makes sense. I believe so. Oh, no! Dang it! I just now noticed the thing in the wall there. Oh, it's fine. Does my other ability go on the ground? Nope. Gosh darn it. That bomb's just gonna be chilling out here. Well, so much for my homing bomb thingamabob. But yeah, if that ever did wind up becoming a project, it would be like a very educational project for me, getting like super hands-on with a vehicle like that. Probably like a fantastic learning experience, but you know, I've got my hands full with university schooling, my university job, this job with content creation, trying to get my life in order with like taekwondo and whatnot, trying to spend more time with family and stuff. Like, I wouldn't have the time to put into that. So, you know, part of me, it does kind of break my heart seeing something like that and seeing it sold, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really think I would be able to commit to it anyway, you know? So that's a situation with the Fargo and it being like that mixed bag. We haven't found anyone to potentially buy it yet, but perhaps the day will come. And what is this, huh? No! Be gone, thought. Yeah, working on an R-core like that would be great to learn about the basics of car function, but it wouldn't help you fix it. Yeah, that's true. I guess it wouldn't really help with like modern kind of stuff. But hey, it would be a helpful kind of thingamabob. And hey, it would have potentially been like helpful skills to learn for working on that type of vehicle anyway, because there are some other antique vehicles within the family that over on my dad's side. I hear Waddle Dee somewhere around here. That are quite nice. So if the day ever came that I needed to work on one of those, which hopefully that day would never come. I have cousins that are better in that than I am anyway. But no, darn you! I need something circular? But yeah, let's see here. Drum brakes are irrelevant. I'm not familiar with that myself. Modern cars use disc brakes. Suspension is generally designed different nowadays. Electronics control everything now. Yeah, that I definitely know. The only one thing has remained the same, funnily enough, and it's the internals of the engine. Oh, no! Gosh darn you! Maybe I actually want that. Come on! Whoa! I did not realize you had that attack. There we go. The frosty thing. Wait, don't tell me that that's a glider thing. No, it wouldn't be. Get the ice cream thingamabob. There we go! I tasted 3 kinds of ice cream. Sweet. Same means same in concept. Yeah, makes sense there. Makes sense there. Aha! This over here. Yeah, one of the other antique vehicles in the family, the Mercury. The old Mercury truck. How did I go past that? I remember there was a time that my dad and I were driving it down this highway, down this rural highway. It couldn't be like a main highway because the thing can't go very fast. It only travels like, I think its max is like 50 miles an hour or something like that. Whatever that translates to in kilometers. That's the only time you'll ever hear me using like miles per hour instead of kilometers an hour, just because that's the way it's measured on that, because it was before, you know, kilometers an hour were adopted here in Canada. So whatever around 50 miles per hour freaking translates to in kilometers is about its max speed, so can only really take it on rural highways there. So I remember we were taking on a rural highway, and I remember my dad told me like, oh, would you like some AC? And I was like, sure, could use some AC. And it turns this one valve and it flips up this little thing like right in front of the windshield that just lets the wind from outside like travel into the truck, and then there's your AC. That's how you have your cooling, just literally letting wind from outside through this little valve in front of the windshield. And hey, it's very smart for the time. Look at this Maxime tomato. If your health is low, just eat a Maxime tomato and fully heal yourself. They're packed with nutrients. Did these fall through the same vortex as Kirby and his friends, or were they in the new world already? It's hard to tell, but everyone seems to enjoy them, even the Beast Pack. So that was something I found very fascinating in terms of like, you know, the difference of the time when it comes to things like AC. Nice that your family has some old cars, love the preservation of old technology, and it's nice to know that ancient vehicles are still being loved, whether it be as a driving car or a storage unit. I don't know if saying the Fargo back as a storage unit is exactly loving it per se. It definitely has use of like storing all our garden tools and stuff. The Fargo isn't exactly taken very good care of. The other antique cars in the family though are taken like very, very good care of though. Those are kept in like pristine shape, and hold a very special place in the heart of my family, especially like my grandparents on my dad's side, who were the ones that restored them in the first place. For the restored ones, that Fargo evidently is not restored. Danger, danger. This ability makes it biggest boom of all. You can even hold the button down to make it even biggest. Nothing will escape that blast. Whoosh. But yeah, the old Mercury is freaking beautiful, I must say. The Fargo, not so much.